Hi students, your preparation for this examination on 23rd is coming to perfection and you are curious to write the paper, you are ready to go. There is one important thing which I wanted to tell you, that all of you please subscribe to my channel. All of you please subscribe to my channel. You will become my permanent subscribers, and what I am going to tell you is that I am going to give lessons for class 11 and 12 as well very soon. So you will become my permanent subscribers wherever you are, wherever you study. And then one thing more, this will help me to take stream live questions from you and I will be able to solve them on a spot. This will cement our relationship. So students, please subscribe, all of you. Don't view the channel and forget it. Subscribe to it so that I can serve you long and meaningful. Know this story, virtually true. What is virtual and what is real? We must know the difference. Virtual is something simulated, which is imitated, almost near, but it is not real. And true, that this world in which we live is true world. So when you play any computer game or do anything on computer or net, it is a virtual world for you. But the real world is when you go to school, you do the things in this world, you meet real people, it is a real world. So this story is called virtually true because one character in the story, Sebastian Sulge, is both virtual and real. And it was later discovered that he was a real character. Okay, you have understood this? To start with this one, the narrator of the story, Michael, was one day traveling in a train, and one woman sitting in front of him was reading a newspaper. Newspaper carried a news and the heading was Miracle Recovery. Miracle Recovery. It was about the 14-year-old boy who lived in South London, who slipped in coma because of motorway accident, and he came back from the coma. It was a miracle recovery. Even doctors did not have many hopes regarding his recovery, but he recovered. But why was it so important for Michael? Because it was the same boy with whom he had been playing psycho-drive games all the while he was in coma. How could this be? The boy Sebastian Sulge was in coma and Michael was playing psycho-drive games with him. That intrigued him, that confused him, and he wanted answers to that question. How could this be? As I told you, Sebastian Sulge had motorway accident. When he was brought to the hospital, his condition was critical but stable, and his mother herself acknowledged that he needed some miracle to come out of coma, and miracle happened. Sometimes miracles do happen, and it happened with Sebastian Sulge. He came out of coma. Michael realized this is the boy, Sebastian Sulge, is the name I know. Who is this Sebastian Sulge? Then he saw, actually the article carried his photograph also. When he saw the photograph, he instantly recognized, oh, this is the boy with whom I have played psycho-drive games. And looking out of the window of the running train, he went back to all those 4 games. He recalled and he tried to find out what is the connection between his being in coma and at the same time Michael's playing psycho-drive games with him. So he started with the first game. Actually, it happened that Michael's father was nutty about computer. He was crazy about computer. Whenever new generation computer came on the market, he purchased it. And he knew everything about computer. And so was Michael. Michael also played computer games, psycho-drive games. What I told you, that one Saturday afternoon, Michael and his father went to computer fair and they purchased a lot of games there. And when Michael came back, the first game he played was the Wild West. It was a psycho drive game. Psycho drive game is a game which is controlled by the power of the mind. And he had also brought visor and gloves. So he was not at the power base. He was inside the game. It was 3D game. He was inside the game. And that made it so special. That made it so cool. What happens in Wild West? So Michael was in the game. And he was Sheriff 1 in the game. It was pinned. It was the badge of Sheriff was pinned to his shirt. And he was walking down with a swagger. He entered a saloon. It had a collapsible gate. He entered it, and everybody was there. All the people there started watching him, looking at him angrily. Who was he? And he reached the counter and ordered for a drink. The drink was a fish drink, carbonated drink that we often drink. And drink came to him, and at the nick of the time, he heard the crashing sound, and he found that there was someone in dark shape at the gate, and it was black-eyed Jade, and he was the fastest gunner in the West. And Jade challenged him to come out of the saloon because he told him, in this town only one person can leave, either I or you. So Michael knew as a sheriff that he had to fight with black-eyed Jade. He finished the drink, but another character came, and now this was Sebastian Salge. He was Sheriff 2, and he came and asked Michael to follow him. Okay, he jumped out of the window. Before that, he was looking for the way out of the place, and he ran through the corridor, through the doors. And finally, each time they both reached the same place. They found themselves in the saloon. Finally, the second sheriff, Sebastian Salge, jumped out of the window and climbed onto a horse. And he asked Michael to follow him, asked him to jump up on the horse. Sebastian Salge started riding the horse very fast, but bullets were being rained on them. He asked Michael to bow down, but unfortunately a bullet hit on the back of Sebastian Salge, and he slumped back and he died. So in this game, Michael failed to rescue him. Michael failed to save him. The game was over. He scored some points. On the tray he got the printed message, better luck next time, try the next game. And the next game was this one, Dragon Quest. Okay, and because power cut was there, so he did not have much backup. So following day he settled down for the next game, which was Dragon Quest. In the game, again he was inside the game. He passed through the studded doors of a wicked dragon. What dragon had done? He had captured a princess. Her name was Princess Aurora, a fair, beautiful princess with long golden plates. She had a pair of plates, and she was in the captivity of that wicked dragon. And his mission was to rescue her from the wicked dragon as well as collect his treasure. So while reaching to the princess has been imprisoned at the top of the tower. When he reached there, he had collected enough treasure, so it was quite heavy. And the princess squealed, "Oh, my hero has come. Please rescue me. Do it fast, because I am in the captivity of this wicked dragon. Rescue me." But before he could do anything, out of the cupboard came out Sebastian Salge, and he said, "I need rescuing. Forget her." And what he did, he added insult to the injury. With a pair of scissors, he cut off the long plaits of the princess and tied the two ends together. He tied one end of the rope that he had made out of her hair to the leg of the bedpost and threw another out of the window, and asked Michael to follow him. Both holding the hair rope came down, but dragon was after them. He was breathing fire, he was smelling like sulfur, and he was roaring. Michael was quite afraid. Both were running, and now they were running through the spiral staircase downwards. They were going down and down and down. Finally, Sebastian Serge told him that dungeon is our only hope. Let us go there. They reached the dungeon and the dragon was after them. He was breathing fire. He was roaring. And he was giving them close pursuit. But they were running very hard. But finally, at the end of the corridor, they found that the wicked dragon was waiting for them. Michael tried to draw out his sword to save Sebastian Serge, but it was too late by then. Dragon finished Sebastian Serge. So in this game too, Michael failed to rescue Sebastian Serge. So the aim of the game, you know very well. So in this game too, he failed to rescue Sebastian Serge. Now he was disappointed. Again, Sebastian Serge urged him on. Ki, I give you another chance. Try to rescue me. I am stuck up. Okay, and play this game, Jailbreak. All these games, as I want to tell you, all these games were psychodrive games controlled by the power of mind. In Jailbreak, Michael and Sebastian Serge were cellmates. He was prisoner number 2478, Sebastian Serge, and they had to run away from the jail. They had to break the jail. And using the swipe card, Sebastian Serge and Michael came out of the cell of the jail. And they were running hard. They were going up through the spiral staircase. And guards and dogs were after them. They were running hard after them, giving them chase. Finally, they reached the roof. Okay? And Sebastian told him, ki helicopter will come. I hope it comes soon. And we shall fly away in the helicopter. But helicopter was seen in the sky. It got late. And 12 guards along with dogs reached there. And dogs were now hurtling down towards Sebastian Serge. And Sebastian Serge was going behind. He reached the edge of the roof and finally fell off. Michael only could say no, but Sebastian Serge fell from the great height. He hit the concrete floor and died. And in this game again, Michael failed to rescue Sebastian Serge. Now there was last chance, war zone. Said that I will not bother you. Sebastian Serge again sent him printed message. I will not bother you. You play this game, last one. War zone. War zone was very much like any city in Syria. Sniper fires from all around, and there were wall collapsing, windowless buildings, and all the walls riddled with the bullets, and it was rattling fire everywhere. It was like war zone. And again, Sebastian Serge had pointed out that helicopter was a good idea in the third game, I mean Jailbreak. So helicopter was parked there, and they wanted to reach helicopter, but tank fire made them come back. There was a jeep there. So Sebastian Serge suggested to him, let us go into the jeep and drive it. They managed to enter the jeep, and he revved up the engine. Jeep started and they started driving fast. But there was a tank behind the jeep, the same tank which had fired upon them. Tank was following them at great speed. So Sebastian Serge applied brakes. Jeep was at a great speed. As he applied brakes, jeep was in the air, and it was spinning in the air, tumbling in the air. What happened as a result? Michael was freed from the jeep and he landed in the helicopter. The moment he landed in the helicopter started going upwards. But he was worried that Sebastian was still in the jeep, and he gave a call. He asked the pilot to stop flying, stop going up, because his job was to rescue Sebastian Serge. But this was not happening. Sebastian Serge was like a stone. He gave a call. Then something happened. The tank crashed into the jeep from behind. And now Sebastian Serge was in the air. He was tumbling in the air, and he fell just below the hatch. With the help of the pilot, Michael took him inside the helicopter, and went into the cloud. He was hilarious. Oh yes, I have hit the jackpot. Finally I have rescued Sebastian Selge. I have won the game. This he was thinking in the train, as I told you, because he had seen a news story which told him that Sebastian Selge, a 14-year-old boy, had miracle recovery, and then he recalled all these games that he had played with Sebastian Selge to rescue him. The biggest question before Michael was that how was it that he was playing the same psychodrive games with Sebastian Selge while he was in coma. He racked his own brains, tried to find the possible answers, and one answer was that in the motorway accident, Sebastian Selge was playing one of those psychodrive games. Okay, one of those psychodrive games which Michael played. Okay, and while playing game he had accident, and during the accident his head hit his laptop, and his memory was stored there. Okay, so in this way his memory was transferred to his laptop. Okay, and he slipped into coma. While he was in coma, his memory was very much in the laptop which had his games, psychodrive games. Now, talking to a reporter, Sebastian Selge told that while he was in the hospital, his games were stolen from there. And then Michael thought that same games his father purchased at the computer fair. And his father also told him that computer never loses the memory. Whatever is there in the memory, it never loses. So Sebastian Selge's memory was stored in the games. And as Michael was playing the same games, the effort was to retrieve his memory. And once his memory was retrieved, Sebastian Selge came out of coma. We have to understand this relationship. Okay, this is the possible explanation. And now, as I told you, talking to the reporter, Sebastian Selge told him that while he was in coma at hospital, someone had stolen all his games, and same games reached the computer fair where Michael's father purchased them, and Michael started playing those games. So he had Sebastian Selge as his playing partner, and aim of the game was to rescue him or retrieve his memory. And you can also recall that before the last game, this war zone, Sebastian Selge had told him there must be an accident. What accident? When the tank hit the jeep. Actually, he needed another accident to come back to life. It happens. And this accident helped him to go into the helicopter. In this way, he was rescued. So he had, both of them had to relieve the accident which Sebastian Selge had in the beginning. So this is the relationship. Finally he got it. Then he thought that he checked his mail. He had letter from Sebastian Selge. Sebastian Selge in his letter told him that thank you Michael for saving my life. You have retrieved my memory and which helped me to come out of coma. Okay, so I am alive today because of you. And he also told him that you have earned the game, as I told you earlier. And Michael after that felt that if there are two most intelligent people on earth, everything is possible, because it was nothing short of a miracle that he came out of coma because he played psychodrive games with Sebastian Selge and he came out of coma. It was nothing short of a miracle. And in this way both were happy, both became friends, and now virtual became real. Actually Sebastian Selge is a real character. Okay, then he became virtual. Again it was discovered that he was real. So virtual, real. So it is virtually true. I hope you have understood the things, and when I discuss question answers, things will be more clear to you.